All right, let's jump right into this explainer. Today, we're totally reframing how we look at a tool that, honestly, most of us take completely for granted. Whether you're a weekend DIYer or you've been contracting for years, you probably have a ladder sitting in your garage or on your truck right now. But we're going to uncover how to transform our approach to it, moving from just casual, everyday use to a highly strategic, incredibly safe methodology.
Because, well, look at this number, $150,000. That brilliantly illustrates the incredibly high stakes we're dealing with here. That's 150,000 annual emergency room visits caused by ladder accidents. We're talking everything from minor cuts and scrapes to severe broken bones. And, tragically, the data shows several hundred people each year suffer fatal falls and never even make it to the ER.
It's a genuine shocker, right? But the stats actually show that ladders cause way more injuries on job sites than dangerous power tools. We tend to respect the spinning saw blades and the nail guns, but it's improper ladder usage that's quietly filling up emergency rooms. So, this is exactly why we need to entirely rethink our approach and give ladders the profound respect they really demand.
To tackle this, here's our systematic toolkit. We're covering 1. The hidden dangers. 2. Choosing the right ladder. 3. The essential inspection guide. 4. Setting up for safety. 5. The rules of ascent. And finally, 6. Ladder jacks and tipping. Following this roadmap will keep you productive and, crucially, out of the hospital. Let's get into it.
Section 1. The hidden dangers. Respecting the climb. Because before your boot even touches that first rung, acknowledging the risks is step 1.
Moving to Section 2. Choosing the right ladder. Material and capacity matters. A safe climb absolutely always starts with matching the ladder to the specific job at hand.
When you're picking a material, wood, fiberglass, or aluminum, your environment is the ultimate deciding factor. Listen, if you're working anywhere near electricity, like changing a light fixture or using a power tool with a kind of questionable cord, you absolutely must use wood or fiberglass. They don't conduct electricity, which can literally save you from a lethal shock. Now, aluminum is a fantastic, super lightweight choice for general stuff around the house because it's so easy to maneuver, but since it's highly conductive, keep it far, far away from power lines.
Next up, you absolutely have to check the ladder's weight capacity rating. It's usually slapped right on the side rails. For example, a Type 1A ladder might hold up to 300 pounds. But here's the catch, and a lot of people miss this. It's not just your body weight. You got to calculate your weight, plus your heavy tool belt, plus whatever building materials you're hauling up there. There's this terrifying cautionary tale about a kid carrying 2 heavy bundles of roofing shingles. He stepped onto the bottom rung of an old wooden ladder, totally forgot to account for that massive extra weight, and snap, the rung broke immediately. Luckily, he was near the ground, but 20 feet up? Disastrous.
Section 3. The Essential Inspection Guide. The mandatory pre-climb checklist. It turns out that just regular weather exposure and bad storage can wreck a ladder over time, making this next step totally non-negotiable.
You need to create an inspection guide and mentally run through it before every single climb. First, you've got to check rungs for cracks or any signs of rot on wooden ladders. Second, meticulously inspect side rails. On aluminum ladders, especially if they've been rattling around in a truck bed or blown over by the wind, look for bends or creases. That instantly kills the structural integrity. And for fiberglass, watch for frayed material or deep scratches. Bottom line, if you find any of these defects during your inspection, especially cracked rungs or creased side rails, do not try to tape it, do not try to fix it, just throw it away immediately. It is not worth the risk.
Section 4. Setting up for safety. Securing the ground and angle. Because look, even if your ladder passes inspection with flying colors, a perfect ladder set up the wrong way is basically a trap.
This brings us to the golden rule of positioning, the 4-to-1 ratio. This simple bit of math ensures you hit a super safe, comfortable 75-degree climbing angle. Basically, if your ladder is 16 feet high, move the base 4 feet away from the wall. Now, if you hate math, use this brilliant physical trick. Stand at the base with your toes against the ladder's feet. Stand up straight and extend your arms. You should be able to comfortably place your palms flat on the rung directly in front of you. If you can do that, your angle is perfect. It's not going to slide out from under you, and it won't tip backward.
Beyond the angle, you've got to stabilize both the base and the top. Working on soft dirt, actually physically dig those swiveling ladder feet into the ground to lock them in place. Uneven slope. Built-in leg levelers are your absolute best friend to keep things perfectly plumb. Oh, and here's a pro tip. If you're working alone, wedge the base of the ladder against the foundation of the house while you push it upright rung by rung, or tie it off if you can. Once it's up, pull the base out to your 4-to-1 ratio.
Finally, utilize top standoffs, those wide U-shaped arms to protect fragile stuff like windows and keep from crushing your aluminum gutters.
Section 5. The rules of ascent. Moving safely. Okay, you've got the perfect ladder, perfectly placed. Now we tackle the physical movement and spatial awareness you need when you actually start climbing.
This is perhaps the most vital habit to build, maintaining 3 points of contact at all times. Going up or coming down, you need either 2 feet and 1 hand, or 2 hands and 1 foot completely locked onto that ladder. So how do you carry your hammer or drill if your hands are busy? Easy! You wear a tool belt. It holds your gear so your hands stay totally free, letting you maintain those 3 critical points of contact while keeping your center of gravity squarely between the rails.
Now, if you're using a stepladder or one of those multi-use articulating ladders, there are strict engineering rules. A closed stepladder should absolutely never be leaned against a wall to climb. It is engineered to support your weight only when fully opened with the side spreaders locked down tight. And come on, never step on the top cap or the fold-out paint tray. They just cannot hold you. For articulating ladders, you have to strictly follow their printed diagrams. Seat those hinges properly, make sure every lock clicks into place, and please, don't go making up your own ladder shapes.
Section 6. Ladder jacks and tipping. The physics of leverage. All right, this is where physics can really take you by surprise if you aren't careful.
Picture this terrifying nightmare scenario. You're standing on a scaffold plank supported by ladder jacks, and suddenly the ladder pulls away from the wall and starts tipping backward with you right on top of it. Why on earth does this happen? Well, it all comes down to leverage. When you mount ladder jacks on the front side of a ladder at lower levels, say down between the 2nd and 6th rungs, your body weight pushes straight down and leverages the ladder entirely off the wall. You're shifting the center of gravity right past the tipping point. To prevent this, simply position the jacks on the back side of the ladder, the side facing the wall when you're working low. Once you're higher up, past that center of gravity, you can safely swap them to the front side without pulling the ladder off the house.
And this brilliantly illustrates the ultimate safety rule from the pros. If you don't feel comfortable working with the ladder, you probably should just stay off of it. Honestly, it doesn't matter if the math is right and your inspection is perfect. Trust your gut. If the setup feels unstable or the height is just making you dizzy, listen to those instincts. Know your limits.
So, here's my final question for you. Next time you reach for a ladder, will you treat it like just a simple step or a high-stakes tool that requires a real strategic approach? We've just seen how much physics and strategy goes into a basic climb. If you apply this mindset, especially that inspection guide we talked about, you'll respect the climb, crush your project, and most importantly, stay out of the emergency room. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and stay safe out there.